Have you ever felt like you're firing arrows in every direction, but hitting nothing? You're juggling a dozen projects, 100 tabs open on your browser, 1,000 thoughts racing through your mind. Yet at the end of the day, you feel like you haven't truly accomplished anything. It's like being adrift in a sea of distractions, pulled by every current, every wave. This was Mira's world. Her room was a museum of good intentions, a half-painted canvas, a guitar with dusty strings, a business plan buried under stacks of books she'd started but never finished. Each object was a silent testament to a passion that had flickered and died out. She felt overwhelmed, a jack of all trades and a master of none, her energy scattered like dust in the wind. She was busy, always busy, but was she productive? Was she moving forward? The mounting frustration was a heavy cloak she couldn't seem to shake off. One day, desperate for a change, Mira sought out a legendary master archer, a woman known not just for her skill with a bow, but for her profound, unwavering focus. The master didn't lead Mira to an archery range. Instead, she handed her a needle and a single strand of thread. "Your first lesson," she said with a calm smile, "is to thread this needle, while balancing on one leg." Mira scoffed internally. How was this supposed to help? But she complied. She lifted her left leg, wobbling instantly. Her eyes darted from the needle's tiny eye to the swaying trees outside, to her own trembling hands. Her mind was a chaotic storm of self-doubt. "I can't do this. This is ridiculous. I'm going to fall." The thread missed the needle again and again. Her frustration grew, her body tense, her balance completely gone. After several minutes of flailing, she nearly gave up. The master simply watched, her presence a silent, steady anchor. "Your mind is like the wind," the master finally said, her voice soft yet firm. "It blows everywhere, and so you are thrown off balance. The world is full of distractions, Mira. The true challenge isn't balancing your body, it's balancing your mind. Stop fighting the wobble. Stop trying to control everything at once. Breathe, find your center, and then focus on one single point." Mira closed her eyes, took a deep, slow breath, and let it out. She felt the tension in her shoulders release. She opened her eyes again, but this time, she didn't see the room, the trees, or her own trembling hands. She saw only the needle. The tiny, silver eye became her entire universe. The background blurred into an indistinguishable haze. Her breathing slowed, matching the rhythm of her newfound stillness. She raised the thread, her hand steady now, and guided it smoothly through the eye on her very first try. A gasp of surprise escaped her lips. She was still balancing, perfectly stable. That moment was a revelation. It wasn't about the needle. It was about the focus. The master explained the concept of the single point. She taught Mira to visualize all her chaotic thoughts, her to-do lists, her worries, her ambitions, as swirling particles in a vast space. Then, she taught her to mentally draw a grid over this chaos. "This is your focus grid," she explained. "It allows you to see everything, but not be consumed by it. Now, choose one particle, just one. Pull it to the center of your grid. This is your single point of focus for this moment, this hour, this day. All other particles can wait their turn outside the center." Mira began practicing this visualization daily. When she felt overwhelmed at work, she'd mentally project her focus grid, pick the most critical task, and pull it to the center. The noise of emails, notifications, and other demands faded into the background. She was no longer multitasking. She was single-tasking with profound intensity. Her real test came months later, at a regional archery competition. As she stepped up to the line, the sky opened up. A torrential downpour began, driven by a fierce wind. The crowd groaned, and other archers fidgeted, their concentration broken by the sudden storm. Rain plastered Mira's hair to her face and dripped from her nose. The wind tugged at her bow. In the past, this would have been her undoing. The noise, the cold, the sheer discomfort would have scattered her focus completely. But now, she was different. She closed her eyes for a brief moment, took a deep breath, and visualized her focus grid. She saw the rain, the wind, the shivering crowd, all as particles swirling at the edges of her grid. Then, she chose her single point, the small red circle at the heart of the distant target. She pulled it to the center of her mind. When she opened her eyes, the world fell away. The roaring rain became a distant hum. The biting wind was just a feeling on her skin, acknowledged but not engaged with. Her entire being was poured into that one point. Her vision narrowed until only the target existed. She drew the bowstring, her movements fluid and unhurried. Her breath was steady. She held it at the peak, a moment of perfect, suspended stillness. And then, she released. The arrow flew, a silent streak through the storm, and struck the target with a satisfying thud, dead center. A gasp went through the crowd, louder than the rain. She had not just endured the storm, she had become the calm at its center. Mira didn't just win the competition that day. She won a battle with herself that had been raging for years. She walked away not with just a trophy, but with a profound understanding of her own power. She was no longer the scattered, overwhelmed person drowning in unfinished projects. She was centered, calm, and in control. She had learned that true power doesn't come from doing more things at once, but from doing one thing with the entirety of your being. It's the lesson of the single point. In a world that constantly pulls you in a million different directions, the greatest skill you can master is the art of focus. Find your needle, find your target, pour all your energy into that one single point, and you will find you can thread any needle and hit any target, no matter what storm rages around you. What's the one thing you need to focus on right now? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories to help you master your mind.